Okay, next up is Julie and Julia, a new film starring the queen of the actresses, Meryl Streep, and if she's the queen, perhaps the princess of the actresses is Amy Adams. Now, this film, Julie and Julia, teams up the two of them for the first time since last year, as they were together in the hard-hitting drama Doubt, a terrific film which garnered both of them Oscar nominations. I may see this teaming up as somewhat of a symbolic passing of the torch, and I don't see it that way for two reasons. One, I think Streep is far from finished, and two, this movie just isn't quite good enough to do that. Now, it's always a treat to see two-time Oscar winner and 15-time nominee Meryl Streep always try something bold and different. I mean, look at her tremendous performance in The Devil Wears Prada. And make no mistake about it that Streep is very good here as famed cook Julia Child. Now, she is, of course, the first central character of this film. Amy Adams, who blew me away in Sunshine Cleaning earlier this year, as well as many other films, and is a two-time Oscar nominee herself, is Julie Powell. Her goal? To cook every recipe from Julia's book of recipes that contains well over 500, and she plans to do it within 1 year and keep track of it in a blog. Now, her character is probably married to the most patient person on the face of the planet because the way Julie Obsessions becomes her one and only primary focus in life, anyone else would have lost their mind at the beginning. However, despite the drive of the character, I found no drive in Adams' performance. She just didn't seem to hold up her end of the bargain in this film. And while it's not entirely her fault because of the way her character was written, it just seems she was lacking that extra magic that she brings to a character. Julia Child is a charismatic personality, and if you're going to make a character to go along with her in this film, you got to have the proper blend, the proper mix. And sadly, Adams' character of Julie just does not do that. Now, Julia's story is mainly told from the perspective of the relationship between her and her supportive husband, Paul. He is played by another former co-star of Streep's, Stanley Tucci, a very underrated actor who had a great supporting Oscar-worthy performance in The Devil Wears Prada. Sadly, both husbands in this film, the other played by Chris Messina, are both boring and really just do not add anything other than the usual support cliches and the usual standardized conversations. I do like the ambition of the film itself, as it tells the story of the two women, each trying to find a way to better themselves and the way they feel they need to do that through their cooking and their writing. But I felt the film just lacked any real emotion in the point that it was trying to make. And all the emotion went into Streep's performance, which, again, without a doubt, was a very good one. Despite this film, I see it as Streep showing that she's not finished by a long shot, and even now in her 60s. And as for Adams, it's merely a minor setback that can very easily be overcome. I wasn't bored when Streep was on camera, and Adams is still a very likable actress, and she's probably the most likable in Hollywood, but she just didn't bring that likable shine to this character. The underlying similarities between Julie and Julia do tie quite well in terms of plot flow, but just don't come across very well played, I guess you could say, on screen. As much as I hate to do it, I cannot recommend this film, even though Streep fans may enjoy her performance. I think that she's one of the greatest actresses of her time, maybe one of the greatest actresses of all time. I'd say she's definitely in the top five. It just lacked way too much, and I can only give Julie and Julia 2 stars out of 5. Maybe next time.